We're coming up on the early afternoon on Wall Street, and it's time for a quick reset. I'm Grant Mercer, and this is Storm Stock Solutions, bringing a little clarity through the chaos in today's tape. The market's tone this hour is all about AI, tariffs, and a couple of eye-catching single stock stories. On the growth side, Oracle and Cava are grabbing attention, while AI infrastructure name CoreWeave heads into a critical earnings moment. And in the background, Washington's tariff stance is keeping macro traders glued to the dollar. Let's start with strength. According to reporting from MarketWatch, Oracle is back in the conversation after a brutal slide that's taken more than half its value off the table since the September peak. An Oppenheimer analyst has turned more constructive here, calling Oracle an upper echelon growth story, now trading at a discount after that sell-off. The key narrative professionals are watching is whether this is a classic quality growth reset, good business, bad sentiment, or whether the market was telling us something deeper about its AI and cloud ambitions. Either way, it's a name firmly on the radar this afternoon. In consumer land, Cava just lit up the screen. MarketWatch reports the Mediterranean fast casual chain's stock is rocketing after an upbeat sales forecast. Management is essentially saying customers are feeling a bit better and shifting from just hunting for the cheapest meal deal back toward food they actually like, bowls, salads, and a more premium experience. For traders, that puts the spotlight on discretionary spending and restaurant traffic more broadly. Is this a one-off or an early signal that the consumer still has more gas in the tank? On the risk side, CoreWeave is the story to handle with care. As MarketWatch highlights, this AI infrastructure darling is already up about 40% this year, and now it heads into a fourth quarter earnings report that has to justify every bit of that run. When a stock is priced for perfection, traders will be laser focused on three things: how fast revenue tied to AI workloads is actually growing, how sustainable margins look given massive capex needs, and what guidance says about demand from big cloud and enterprise customers. Any wobble on those fronts, and you can see how fragile high expectation names can be in a single print. Stepping back to policy and the macro picture, tariffs and the dollar are quietly steering a lot of positioning. According to Vivian Liu Chen at MarketWatch, strategists parsing President Trump's State of the Union remarks came away with the sense he's digging in on tariffs, with major implications for the US dollar. If the administration leans harder into protectionism, the debate becomes, does that support the dollar via capital flows and safe haven demand, or does it ultimately undercut it through trade frictions and inflation pressures? Currency moves then ripple out into multinationals, commodities, and global risk appetite. So this is one of those slow burn stories that can matter more than it seems hour to hour. In the background, there are also a few sleeper themes professionals are watching. MarketWatch has an interesting piece on why learning to speak AI, essentially becoming fluent in prompting and using these tools, could give money managers a sharper edge. That's not about any one ticker, but it feeds the broader narrative that AI isn't just a product story, it's an arms race in process and productivity across Wall Street. And away from the screens, the partial government shutdown and TSA paycheck issues, also highlighted by MarketWatch, are reminders that political gridlock can spill into real-world disruptions, from travel delays to consumer confidence. Those aren't immediate equity catalysts this hour, but they're exactly the kind of under-the-radar pressures that can creep into data and sentiment if they drag on. Into the next hour, I'll be watching whether Oracle's rebound attempt has real follow-through, how the market prices CoreWeave's earnings risk as we inch closer to that report, and whether tariff talk nudges the dollar and rate expectations. We'll tie all of that together for you in our closing bell wrap later today. Remember, this is information and education, not personalized financial advice. As always, I'll be here to keep clarity through the chaos of these markets. On behalf of Storm Stock Solutions, I'm Grant Mercer.